Hello everybody, I am Andy. Welcome to the studio. Today we're going to have a deep look at the Marshall DSL40CR. It sounds about like this. So, love this amp. We're going to hear all four channels again, as we just did. We're going to hear the Strat, the Tele, the Les Paul, the Schecter thing. Oh, we're going to hear all this stuff. We're going to go over the whole entirety of the amp as well. So, buckle up. Let's do it, man. So, the clean channel on this amp is super awesome and just dead clean. You can see where I've got the gain set. I've got it to where we'll get a little bit of crunch on the next channel over and still keep this clean. The volume's pretty high because I like a good, strong, clean, balanced out with the rest of the amp. The EQ section, as you see on this, I've got some pulled out of the bass and the treble. The middle's about 12 o'clock. A little bit of presence cracked in there and the resonance rolled all the way down. A touch of reverb, which equals 12 o'clock on this amp. The reverb is very subtle, but it's a great kind of an always-on reverb. Let you hear that. Turn these guys off with my hand, because why not? So you can hear that. Just enough. So when everything goes dry during the set or something, I'll be gigging with this amplifier. So I like to have some reverb on, you know, just a little bit, just a touch, so you never get caught with your pants down, so to speak. And that is a great little reverb for that. It's not a spring tank or anything like that. It's just, I think it's just digital reverb, and it does its job just perfectly. If you want a bigger reverb, you know, use a pedal. Put some delay up in there like you heard me. So that's all you'll hear through this amp. I should note too, all that you'll hear is the Hall of Fame reverb, the Boss Giga delay. Everything else is coming straight from the amp, one of the four channels of that amp. So, 4 channels in an amp. They don't tell you it's a 4-channel amp, do they? No. They bill this amp as a 2-channel amp. From the factory, you will get with your new DSL a nice 2-button foot switch like this, which is, you know, it's extremely capable. It changes the channels and it changes the effects loop on and off, but there's more to this amp. There's 2 more channels. There's 2 master volumes, all assignable, all accessible via MIDI, which is super, super cool to a guy like me who's going out and gigging around town and has a complicated set to play. You want to hit one button and have it set your effects pedals, have it set your amp channel, have it set, you know, your volume too if necessary, and this amp allows for all of that. So it's super, super cool. I love it. And let's go right through the clean channel. We're all wet right here. I don't have my board set for presets. I just kind of have everything open. So you'll hear, I'm just going to refer to these channels as 1 through 4. 1 is the clean. You'll see a green light on the classic gain channel. 2 is the crunch. You'll see a red light on the classic gain channel. 3 is green light on the ultra gain. 4 is red light on the ultra gain. OD1 and OD2. That on the pedal board will be 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5 is also OD2 on ultra gain, but just dry versus wet on my 2 patches that we have, or on my 2 banks. One's dry and one's not dry. So you've got... classical stuff, you can play your bluesy stuff, you can play your spacey stuff. If you're me, you can't play anything. Very nice. I like the clean channel a lot. It's a lot of fun. I sit around and play on the clean channel, like, you know, often. None of that's reflected here. This playing's horrible. Next channel over, number 2, right? This channel adds just a little bit of gain, and so we're going to the crunch part of the classic gain channel, and so you get just a little bit more to play with. If you were to pull your volume knob back to like 6 or 7, it's pretty clean. Rock and roll Stones. And that's the number 2 channel. There's not a lot to say about the number 2 channel. You know, you can have fun with it. You can get a little dirty with it, you know. But you can feel a little clean at the same time. You know, a little dirty, clean. Next over in line, we're going to actually change channels entirely to the first voicing. Channel 3, first voicing of the Ultra Gain channel. I do like this channel a lot, especially neck pickup. These are DiMarzio injectors. I like this neck pickup. It's very bluesy. It's a very bluesy scene going on. Need some reverb. What do you think? It's a nice gainy channel. You still can hear the notes ring out through the chords. I really like that. And it's not so much gain that it's just stupid. I've got it sitting at looks like 1 o'clock. And so I take the gain on this channel really to where it's enough gain on the high channel. And that usually balances out fine for the number 3 channel. So going from 3 to 4. get the idea. It's got enough gain to get all the little things you want to get done. I'm not doing any of them. All you're hearing, like I said, is the amp. There is a compressor pedal for this guitar only. I'll turn it off for the other guitars. But it's just basics. It's just good tone. It's a good sound. It's a good package. That amp is one of my favorites probably that I've had around here. That's the 4 channels. Now if we take this guitar, remove it from the equation, let's get that Tele and see how a Tele does. Now, I set my master volumes. I don't know if I'd mentioned it. My master volumes, I set channels 1 through 4. Now, some people, you might read or hear on the internet, some people talk about, they take those master volumes and like turn them all the way up to 10. Man, if you want the best sound out of this amp, that's what you got to do. That's how you use this amp. I would disagree with that. I think if you want to have the master volumes all just dimed all the time, get the older model of the amp, the DSL40, without the master volumes. That amp is what you're looking for, because these master volumes basically help you. I mean, your tone is not all coming out of the power tubes. You do get a lot of tone out of the power tubes, but you don't have to drive them to 100% to get that tone out of them. Your breakup tone is coming from your preamp, from your 12AX7s, and so this is the way I do things. You know, everything's subjective, everyone's different, who's wrong or right. So I'm going to say, well, I'm right here. I'm right, man. Do it this way. The masters that I have are set this way. Channels 1, 3, and 4 are set to master 1, and channel 2 is set to master 2, because channel 2 seems to be a little bit louder than all of the other ones. So that's how you can see, looking at my amp right now, master 2 is turned down just a little bit more, than master 1. So let's hear this Tele. Let's go ahead to the bridge position. This is a Vintage Icon Series V52. Not a Fender Tele. This is one of those reissue thingies. It's got Wilkinson hardware and stuff. It's a great little guitar and has a good Tele sound. And let's hear what it's. That's the clean channel. Moving right over. Digging the Tele. Again, another great tune. Another great tone. So let's put up the Tele. And let's grab this Les Paul-y Epiphony thingy over here. This is a standard Epiphone Les Paul. It's not a Les Paul, but get you pretty close. This is going to be, of course, better for your high gain tunes, your high gain tones. Let's have a listen and see what it sounds like. Good pick attack, good attack, good. Yeah, it's just good. It's solid. It's got the right sound. It's got what I want. It's heavy. It's good. I like it. So clean. Bridge pickup. Sounds about like I would think a Les Paul would. That is the Les Paul. One more. We'll round it out. That'll be the Schecter. And when we're finished with this, we are going to fire up the amp next to this, the Bogner Duende. And we're going to see what this guy sounds like in stereo. Oh yeah. Schecter. Schecter's not in tune. You should use the tuner pedal. That's why it's there, right, dummy? This guitar is pretty nice. It sounds good and everything. It's got Seymour Duncans in it, and they split to single coil if I do this. Which gives us a really nice tone. A little bit plucky, kind of like the Les Paul. This on the neck pickup with a single coil thing engaged is it's so just barely gainy. I love that. the Schecter. I'm so not a sit around and noodle licks player. Check out some of my other videos if you want to see me actually playing the guitar. So let's grab this Strat one more time. We're going to go over here. We're going to fire up this Bogner. Really, we're just going to take it off standby. And we're going to see what these two amps sound like in stereo. I love stereo amps. If I'm sitting around here playing, I'm usually sitting around playing in stereo. So our clean channel is going to be like this. Wet. There's some dry, a little bit of dry. Become just nonsense at this point. Sounds fantastic in stereo. It sounds fantastic by itself. It sounds fantastic everywhere, man. It's the Marshall DSL40CR. Go get you one. They're awesome. In the meantime, check out some other videos. If you want to see some other stuff, hit the little subscribe button. Do a brother a favor. Who knows, man? Have a great afternoon. I thank you for watching. See you in the next one.